What's up, boxing fans? This is TBE Boxing, back at you again. Today's topic, doing his best to sell the Ugas Spence fight. Errol Spence claims he's going after the other belt. Let's chop it up and see what it's all about.
Got the money for minutes, pretty bitch, gotta show me titties. This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? That life before riches, huh? That life before riches, huh? Pretty bitch, show me titties, huh? And I got the glaze, you run up on me, I'ma make you get it. I'ma make you get it.
Okay, boxing fans, let's talk some boxing, okay? So, before we get into the boxing talk, okay, I'm gonna present a receipt real up front. Okay, so we're gonna give the receipt up front before we even buy the product. We're gonna give you the receipt. So here's the receipt. Check this out.
Yeah, it's going down for real, y'all. The big fish, Mr. Man down. That nigga with the shag. This past weekend, live in Dallas, he finally came out, got in the ring, and set the record straight and let everybody know he taking Ugas' strap on April the 16th, live in Dallas Cowboy Stadium, and then he's going directly after Terrence Crawford, and he taking that WBO strap up off of Terrence Crawford. Before we get into this next video, make sure that y'all hit my like button. Make sure that y'all sub to the channel if you ain't already subscribed.
Okay, you heard that, right? Okay, so that's the that's what most of the so-called Errol Spence fans. That's the story that they're running with. Okay, you heard it right. Errol Spence says he's come to take Terrence Crawford's strap. Yeah, blah blah, a whole bunch of nonsense, right? So that's what they're saying. All the channels are running with that narrative. Okay, YouTube. I mean, Blue Blood, Fannin, this guy right here, whatever his name is. They all running with that same narrative, right? Let's go back for the people that didn't hear it. Here it is. Let's listen to it again.
Yeah, it's going down for real, y'all. The big fish, Mr. Man down. That nigga with the shag. This past weekend, live in Dallas, he finally came out, got in the ring, and set the record straight and let everybody know he taking Ugas' strap on April the 16th, live in Dallas Cowboy Stadium, and then he's going directly after Terrence Crawford, and he taking that WBO strap up off of Terrence Crawford. Before we get in.
Okay, so you heard, all right? You heard the story, right? That's what everybody. That's what everybody is running with. But let's listen to what actually happened. Okay, we're gonna go with what actually happened. What Errol Spence actually said, not what these guys, these man fans are talking about. I mean, you heard that man fan talk about what he Errol Spence said, but let's see what Errol Spence really said. We're gonna go to the videotape. Give me 1 second. Okay, so here we go. Here's what really happened. Okay.
I thank everybody that supported me. It's been a big comeback. It's my second comeback. And they thought I'd be done, but April 16th, we gonna see it. I'm gonna get that WBA belt so I can be the IBF WBC champion of the world. And we're gonna go get the other one too. Go unify!
All right, that was Errol Spence telling Terrence Crawford he's coming for him. Let's talk about it.
Okay. So there you have it. Right? So now what I want to know is this. What I want to know is this. Where in that video did you hear Errol Spence say he's going after Terrence Crawford's belt? Where? Did anybody hear that? For those of you who let's let's play it again. Okay, we got time. Okay, let's play it again.
I thank everybody that supported me. It's been a big comeback. It's my second comeback. And they thought I'd be done by April 16th. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get that WBA belt so I can be the IBF WBC champion of the world. And then we'll go get the other one too.
All right, that was Errol Spence.
Okay. So there you have it. Now, you know, you heard him mention the IBF, WBA, and the WBC belt, right? He's going to have all three belts. Did you hear him say WBO? Did you hear him say he's going after the WBO belt or he's going after Terence Crawford's belt? No, he didn't say none of that. He said, I'm going after the other belt. What the hell does that mean? Okay, what other belt are you talking about? The 154-pound belt that's up there? You talking about the IBO belt? That's the other belt, the fifth belt at welterweight. What belt are you talking about? Why is it so difficult, okay, for Errol Spence to just say, oh, you know, I'm gonna go after Terence Crawford's belt. I'm going to go after Terence Crawford's belt. I'm gonna go after the WBO belt. He didn't say that. He said, I'm going after the other belt. I mean, what the hell does that mean? That could mean anything. When he's going after a franchise belt, what belt is he going after? So that was not what you'd call a definitive statement from Errol Spence that he's going after Terence Crawford. That's what you'd call or describe as a vague statement, okay? And it was vague on purpose, okay? And the reason why it was vague because he doesn't want no one to be able to pin him down later and say, yeah, well, you said you was going to go after Errol Spence's belt. You said you was going to go after Crawford's belt, you know, after you fight Ugas, but he never said that. So he couldn't say, honestly, I never said that. I said I was going after the other belt. Okay, so this is what's really going on. I mean, it's incredible, man. I mean, when I think about this stuff, I mean, it's really amazing. So this is what, you know, because, I mean, it would have been easy for Errol Spence to say, I'm going to go after Terence Crawford. Hey, Terence, I'm coming for you. He didn't say nothing like that, not even close. I'm going to go after I'm going to go after the other belt. What belt? What belt are you talking about, Errol Spence? Please tell me. So, and then after that weak ass statement from Errol Spence, you heard the narratives after that, right? Oh, he said he's going to come after. He said he's coming after Terence Crawford's belt, and he never said anything like that. So, you know, these are the things that I'm talking about when it comes to these man fans and these nut hugging commentators, you know, on boxing. You know, Errol Spence come out and say something, and they run off with it and make up their own stories and to say what Errol Spence is saying. Okay, Errol Spence never said nothing like that. Okay. So stop with the nonsense. He never said he was going after Terence Crawford's belt. He never said he was going after the WBO belt. He never said any such thing. And I just show you the video to prove that. Okay? It's not happening. He never said it. Now, why would Errol Spence come out and even say that then? Well, simple. He wants to sell his fight. He doesn't want his fight to end up like the Thurman Barrios fight. You know, people actually boycotted that fight. I didn't watch it. I watched it on YouTube the next day. Okay. And you know, it's probably going to be the same thing with this fight. Okay. So with Ugas and Spence. Okay. So a lot of fans out here are really pissed at Spence. Okay. They're basically pissed at the constant ducking, you know, that Spence has been doing, just like how Amir Khan ducked Kell Brook for 10 years and finally Brook finally caught up with him. And so Errol Spence is doing the same exact thing. And I wouldn't be surprised if 10 years down the line, we're still talking about how this fight, you know, Errol Spence is, you know, when is he going to fight Crawford? So at the end of the day, you know, I'm not, you know, fooled by Errol Spence in his games. You know, it seems like a lot of fans are, because just by him saying, I'm going after the other belt. What other belt are you talking about, Errol Spence? I mean, why didn't you just say I'm going after Crawford? I'm going after Crawford's WBO belt. They never said any such thing. And so we see that this whole idea that we see, you know, I mean, headline after headline on YouTube, but Here he said he's going after Crawford. He said he's going to take the belt from Crawford. But as you can see, he didn't say any such thing. Okay, and that's the facts. Okay, so at the end of the day, Errol Spence to me basically is trying to, I think he's still ducking. He's still ducking Crawford just by the word, the choice of his words. You can, he's edging his words very carefully, and you can see that, he's just trying to basically sell the Ugas fight, because it looks like this Ugas fight. I mean, there's not much talking about it. A lot of people not really that. People, when they talk about Spence, then they talk about everything except for Ugas. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people don't really give Ugas much credit. Just like they didn't give him much credit before the Manny Pacquiao fight, they don't give him much credit now. I mean, I always gave him his credit because I know Ugas is a great fighter. But for the most part, most of the Man fans and the regular Errol Spence fans and even the Nut Hugging fans, they don't give Ugas any credit, and they think that Spence is just going to walk right through Ugas, which he might just do, but there's no guarantee of that. And I think, Ugas is going to put up a better fight than a lot of people think. And I think there's a possibility that Ugas could actually win the fight. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. So there's no guarantee that Spence is going to beat Ugas. So we have to wait and see how it plays out. I mean, I think Ugas has a shot to win this fight. But we'll have to see what happens. I mean, but I don't think that Ugas have a better shot than winning than Spence do. I mean, to me, it's a 50-50 fight to a certain degree, probably giving Spence a slight edge. But and you have to do that because he's undefeated. So, but still, I think Ugas is a live dog. I think he has a big chance at winning this fight. I think he has a better chance of beating Spence than anybody else that Spence has fought so far. Okay, except for maybe Kell Brook. Now, except that Kell and Sean Porter. Kell Brook, was damaged goods in the fight against Errol Spence, as we all know. He had broken eye socket less than a year to recover, and he had to recover from that in less than a year. So you can see that then he had to lose all that weight from coming down from middleweight. So I mean, we all know what happened with that. But anyway, back to today. So here we have Spence coming out and making this weak statement, about fighting Ugas, about fighting. People are claiming he's talking about fighting Crawford, but I don't see it. Okay, I didn't see him say anything about Crawford. I just saw him making a weak statement, and so here it is again for those that don't believe me.
I thank everybody who supported me. It's been a big comeback. It's my second comeback. And they thought I'd be done, but ever since you gonna see it, I'm gonna get that WBA belt, so I can be the IBF WBC champion of the world, and then we'll go get the other one too. Go unify.
All right, that was Errol Spence telling Terrence Crawford he coming for him.
See, and even my man right there, good fella, him is interpreting it as, Errol Spence says he's going to Crawford. He didn't say that. He never said it. Okay, so people are running with this narrative that he's going after Crawford's belt. He never said that. Okay, here's the video. I just played it for you. He never said anything about Crawford. He said he's going after the other belt. That could mean anything. Okay, so miss me with that one about him saying that he's going after Crawford next. He never said that. But you're hearing this from all these different Man fans on YouTube. All these Man fan and nut-hugging commentators are running around talking about, oh yeah, Errol Spence came and said he's going after Crawford next. He's going to take that WBO belt. He's going after the WBO strap. Where did he say that? Where? When did he say it? Let me play this again because maybe I missed it.
I thank everybody who supported me. It's been a big comeback. It's my second comeback. And they thought I'd be done, but ever since you gonna see it, get that WBA belt, so I can be the IBF WBC champion of the world, and then we'll go get the other one too. Go unify.
All right,
so there it is, people. No such thing. All right. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Errol Spence, just talk about Errol Spence unifying and going after the belt. He came out, now just imagine. Errol Spence hasn't said anything in months, and then he come out and this is what he says. Okay, so he didn't give his fans nothing to work with, nothing at all. I mean, they're running out there and and making up all kind of you know, nonsense. But at the end of the day, Errol Spence never really gave them anything to work with. Okay, he didn't say anything about Crawford at all. He just said, "I'm going after the other belt." So, you know, again, it's just basically a setup to the, you know, for his continued ducking, and he's continued to duck. And you know, that little weak statement he came out with, it just, you know, proof that this is exactly what it is. So, you know, that's what it is. Now, you know, so a lot of people are making a lot of fuss about what Terence Crawford said about him saying that, you know, Errol Spence is not ducking. Uh, Even though he didn't say that, he actually, you know, he said that Errol Spence wanted to fight. He said that he spoke with Errol Spence, and Errol Spence told him that he wanted to fight. Now, you know, again, Terence Crawford being the kind of guy that he is, he's taking Errol Spence at his word. But I'm not that kind of a guy. I'm not taking Errol Spence at his word. Uh, uh, you know, he didn't talk to me. He didn't tell me he wanted to fight. I never saw him say he wanted. Okay, and until I hear Errol Spence come out on YouTube or on TV or anywhere and say, or on Instagram or wherever he wants to come out and say, yes, I want this Terence Crawford fight. That's the fight I want next, and I'm going after that fight next. That when he comes out and says that, then I will believe that he wants to fight. Until then, sorry. I don't want to hear nothing from somebody else or from some YouTube channel or from Terence Crawford or from, you know, Terence Crawford's manager or from Derek James or from anybody. I want to hear from Errol Spence. I want to hear it come out of Errol Spence. I want to hear Errol Spence say, I want this fight with Terence Crawford, and that's the fight I want next. I have never heard him say that, and I've never seen or even heard a rumor of him saying that. So until then, I'm sorry. I don't believe it that he wants to fight, and everything that I've seen so far up until this point in the last 4 years tells me that he's ducking this fight, and that the only way that we're gonna get Errol Spence in the ring with Crawford is to drag him in there, kicking and screaming against his will the whole way. That's the only way we're gonna get this fight, people. It's not gonna happen any other way. So, you know, keep dragging, okay? Because if you want this fight, you gotta keep dragging Errol Spence. You're not gonna get it any other way. So, you know, Crawford is out here, like I said, saying that, you know, Errol Spence, you know, all the man fan and the nut hugging Errol Spence fans, you know, they're out there, you know, saying, because at the end of the day, to them, the most important thing to these, you know, to let me just delineate who I'm talking about. Okay, so you have the regular Errol Spence fans. Okay, these are the regular fans, you know, boxing fans who like boxing and who follow Errol Spence, and you know, they follow Crawford, but they like Errol Spence. Okay, but these are the real boxing fans. So Errol Spence got real boxing fans as well. But there's also the nut huggers. Okay, and then you have the man fans. Okay, now most of the nut huggers are basically commentators, okay, like on YouTube, like, you know, Blue Blood and, you know, BFTB and all these other, you know, there's a whole bunch of them out there, okay? You know, Nut Huggers Anonymous. Okay, you have all of them out there. You know, all they do all day is, you know, try to find some way to get their head next to Errol Spence's balls. That's it, okay? And then, you know, you have the man fans, okay? You know, most of those are just regular people out there. Those are fans who you know, who follow Errol Spence. They're not really YouTube commentators and like that. They're just regular fans. These are man fans, okay? You have the man. Those are that's the majority of his man fans, okay? There's a lot of there, okay? And they love Errol Spence. Errol Spence, they love it. These are the man fans. So you have the man. So for Errol Spence, you have the regular fans. You have the nut huggers, who are most of the commentators, and then you have the man fans, who are like the regular man fans out there who, you know, think Errol Spence is God or something like that. So that's basically what it comes down to. So when I'm talking, you know, depending on what I'm talking about, I'm even talking to his nut hugger commentating fans, or the man fans, or, you know, the regular Errol Spence fans. Now, the regular Errol Spence fan wants this fight. They want the Ugas fight. I mean, excuse me, they want the Crawford fight because they believe that Errol Spence is the best. Okay, his real fans. I'm talking about his real boxing fans, not the nut huggers and the man fan. So the real boxing fan, they want to see the Crawford fight. the nut huggers and the man fans, they don't want to see Errol Spence fight Crawford all. Okay, and we have many examples of this, and we have seen many examples of them on YouTube. I'm talking about the nut huggers now. These commentators, up there talking about this fight don't need to happen. Crawford needs to do this, he needs to do that, he needs to fight somebody. All the people that come up with all these excuses about why the fight shouldn't happen. And Crawford talked about that in his interview, which a lot of these nut hugging commentators didn't mention at all. Okay, all they want to tell you, Crawford says that Errol Spence is not ducking. That's the only narrative they're running with. Crawford said Errol Spence wanting to fight, but they're not telling you the part about where he says that these talking about these nut hugging commentators and how they're making the fight not happen because all they're doing is going on YouTube and talking about reasons why the fight shouldn't happen. He talked about all these guys because he talked about all these YouTubers. So, but you don't hear them saying that. They didn't mention that. So the best thing I can tell you is go and watch the Terrence Crawford video yourself. Okay. As a matter of fact, after I'm done with this video, I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put the link at the bottom of my YouTube description so you can go ahead and check it out. Check the video out for yourself. Watch the whole video so you can see exactly what Terrence Crawford says, so you can get the whole picture. Because if you listen to these man fan and nut huggers, they're going to tell you whatever they want to tell you. They're not giving you the full story. Okay, so that's basically what it comes down to. So as far as I'm concerned, Errol Spence is still ducking. Nothing he has said in that interview that we just saw proves to me that he wants to fight, because he didn't even mention Crawford's name. He didn't mention the WBO. He didn't mention anything. He just said the other belt. So what that is, what belt he's talking about, no one knows, okay, as far as I'm concerned. And so all this talk that we're hearing late in the last 2 days about him wanting to fight and him saying he's going after the belt, as you can see and proven by what I just showed you, okay, I gave you the receipt. It's all nonsense, okay? He never said nothing like that. And that is exactly, what it is, okay? So I just figure I'll come out here and let the people know that all of that was just cap. Okay, that's all it is. It's just cap from the nut hugging commentators out there. There's nothing that Errol Spence said that can be interpreted as that he's going after Crawford next. To me, again, it's just him trying to protect his fight with Ugas, which probably not going to do that well. A lot of people probably not going to watch it. A lot of people mad at Spence for ducking Crawford all these years. And so they probably won't even support Spence in this effort. And I think that more than likely the only fight that Spence is going to get any support from is if he fights Crawford. And I don't think if he fights anybody else, he's going to get any support from the fans. I mean, yeah, the nut huggers and the man fans are probably still going to watch it, but that's not going to be enough, okay, to bring him over the over the marker as far as the numbers, okay? So unless, I think that, it's at a critical tipping point right now, this whole thing with the Crawford and Spence. And I think we're at the point now where the boxing fans are kind of waking up out of their slumber. They've been sleeping all these years and just, but I think they're kind of waking up. This whole, which is, I got to give a shout out to all the people out there who have been, agitating and protesting to get this fight and trying to get this fight, and there's a lot of, not just me, but a lot of other people out there doing it. And so they've been, really putting foot to the gas. And so a lot of people out there now are more aware of, what's going on, how Errol Spence has been ducking, that he's been ducking for years. And so a lot of real boxing fans, they're fans of Spence, but they're fans of boxing. And so they want to see this fight. And so they're putting the pressure on him. And so that's why you see him out and doing the things like that, saying that, he's going to go for the next belt. But he's not. That's just to protect his Ugas fight because he wants the fans to support that fight. So he's telling his fans who think he's ducking Crawford that, I'm probably gonna go for the other belt. Not saying that without actually saying Crawford's name. Okay, he's trying to make it seem like that's what he's gonna do, so his fans can support him with in this Ugas. But I don't think he's fooling a lot of people. He definitely ain't fooling me. And until I see him come out and say specifically that he wants Crawford in that fight, I'm not believing nothing that Errol Spence say, because all he did so far is just talk nonsense. So it is what it is. Okay, so yeah, so that's it, people. Just wanted to come out and put on the record that all this talk about Errol Spence wanting Crawford next is all nonsense. He never said it. It's all a lie that people out there saying, and just so that there's no dispute. Okay, we're gonna play this video one more time. Here it is.
I thank everybody that supported me. You know, it's been a big comeback. It's my second comeback. And they thought I'd be done, but after 16, you know what I'm saying? You get that WBA belt, so I can be the IBF WBC champion of the world, and then we'll go get the other one too. Go unify.
All right.
Okay, so there you go. So you saw it here first, okay? I'm giving you the facts. I'm not telling you anything that I'm not making it up. I'm telling you exactly, and I'm giving you the receipts, okay? He never said he's going after Crawford, never did. And we saw it here again. So I'm going to leave it there at that note, okay? So yeah, it is what it is. Again, Errol Spence continues to duck. Mr. Ductorious still ducking Crawford, and as far as we know, he'll continue to duck. So let's see what happens, how this all plays out. This is TBE Boxing saying that's all I have. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel.